The moons hung heavy in the starless sky, casting a pale, ghostly light over the jagged lands of Grak'Tark, the blood-forged territory of the northern orc clans. War drums echoed faintly through the gorges like dying heartbeats. And high above the vale, nestled among charred rock and bone-twisted trees, stood a prison camp, a cage built from cruelty and iron. Within that prison, an elfin scout lay chained and broken. Kellyan of the Varelian bloodline, once proud, once defiant, now knelt in shadow. His tunic was torn, his arms covered in lash marks, and his long silver hair was matted with blood and ash. Yet behind the bruises, his spirit did not fade. Not completely. He whispered names in the dark. Nymera, Thorn, and the word home. His breath was weak, but his memory was sharp. He had entered Grak'Tark 3 moons ago on a reconnaissance mission, only to be ambushed by warg riders. He never even drew his blade. Since then, the orcs kept him alive, but barely. Not out of mercy, but purpose. He had overheard them speaking in the dark tongue. They believed he was marked, chosen. Something in his blood sang with power, and that made him dangerous. Far beyond the ridge, beneath the canopy of the elderwood, 2 figures ran under cover of night. Nymera, a shadow-quick rogue, and Kellyan's childhood friend, moved like a whisper through the forest. Her twin daggers shimmered faintly, each step silent. And behind her, Thorn, a towering warrior with a stormborn, OATH crushed, branches beneath his boots, his sword strapped across his back like a slab of vengeance. For weeks they tracked rumors. And finally, the map made in blood and salt had led them here, to Grak'Tark. As they reached the edge of the ridge and looked down at the smouldering camp, Nymera clenched her fists. There, she whispered, her violet eyes narrowing. The cage in the center. He's in there. Thorn didn't speak. He only nodded. Below, orcs sharpened blades and hurled laughter like knives into the sky. But in their overconfidence, they never expected elfin shadows in the night. The rescue began not with a roar, but with a whisper. A vial of smoke hurled into the flames. Confusion spread. Nymera slicked through the haze, slitting throats, disabling locks unseen. Thorn charged through the chaos like a vengeful beast, cleaving 2 orcs in a single swing. The camp howled in alarm. Kellyan looked up, weak and blinking. Nen why? A figure dropped before him, cutting through the bars. We're taking you home, Nymera said, her voice steady. But Kellyan shook his head. You don't understand. They were using me to find something. Beneath the ridge. He collapsed into Thorn's arms. They didn't wait. With arrows chasing their heels and the earth trembling behind them, the trio vanished into the mountain, toward a place the orcs dared not follow, toward something ancient. Towards something that had waited centuries to wake.